Hello everyone! So something that seems to come up a lot in my life at college is the question, when am I ever going to use this? This is especially true for me when it comes to analytical writing and assignments that are just so heavily research and fact-based. You see, I'm an English major who wants to focus solely on creative writing. For the sake of a more broad degree, I chose language, literature, and writing as my major. Now, despite this major encompassing more subject matter, which is great, it's not very creative writing based. Now, you're probably wondering how this should matter to you, and that's completely fair. The amount of analytical writing assigned to me has really challenged me as a creative writer, and I want to know how it's helping me and my fellow students. This is important for you to know because I want you to be able to jump into these classes fully understanding the purpose of everything that you're going to be doing and learning. If you don't see the point in what you're being assigned, how will you get any work done? Knowing exactly how this style of writing influences you will benefit you for years and years down the road, until even after you graduate. What I really want to do is dive deeper into the positive and negative effects of analytical and creative writing so that we can find out exactly what's going on along this whole process of writing in college. Before I get into the details of all of this, I feel like it's important for us to be on the same page about analytical and creative writing as a whole. Analytical writing is fact-based and is more of a discussion of what certain information means. Creative writing, on the other hand, is more imaginative and gives the writer more freedom to choose what and how they're going to be writing. Matthew Sumter states on page 351 of Emerging Voices, "I believe creative writing should be a course paired with composition and taken by students, in tandem with it." In this context, composition is referring to analytical style writing, and Sumter talks about how it's important for composition and creative writing to be vastly different from each other, but taken together as one. By his standards, there's this idea being planted that both forms of writing need each other. However, Roz Ivanek claims on page 227 of Discourses of Writing and Learning to Write that underlying a great deal of policy and practice in literacy education is a fundamental belief that writing consists of applying knowledge of a set of linguistic patterns and rules for sound symbol relationships and sentence construction. He goes on to say on page 229 that writing is treated as a valuable activity in its own right. The creative act of an author with no social function other than that of interesting or entertaining a reader. Both of these statements can be connected to the idea of analytical and creative writing. Roz's statement on linguistic patterns, rules, and sentence construction is very much like the idea of analytical writing and how it's a fact-based discussion. On the flip side of things, his statement about writing being treated as a valuable activity and the creative act of an author works with the same notion that creative writing has more imagination and freedom. All of this might seem like a lot or might seem like no-brainer information. Either way, having a solid understanding of the stances out there on what defines analytical and creative writing is crucial when looking for answers to the questions that are in your mind and at hand. When it comes to the impact of writing, there is a not-so-fun side that encompasses all things negative. Like I said before, I'm a creative writer. Analytical writing has always been a mystery to me because of what feels like a stark lack of creativity. It seems as though doing research papers are a major detour, or even a roadblock, on my path to becoming a creative writer. one of my favorite things is knowing that there isn't a wrong way to use your imagination when it comes to writing. This is why also if an assignment isn't obviously telling me to let my ideas run wild, I shut down without even starting to get my work done. The thought of having to focus solely on facts is crippling, and I'm not entirely sure how to handle the feeling of major anxiety that comes with it. It's in times like this where I really try hard to see the brighter side of things. Although there seems to be a lot on the negative side of doing analytical writing, there are just as many positive things to look at and acknowledge too. Having to form arguments can help in the future if you're trying to write a persuasive character or if you're trying to write about a court case. Going through the process of analytical writing can also benefit you in the way that it is still a form of writing. And in doing it, you're working more on your own personal writing style. Another positive factor of analytical writing in regards to creative writing is that there are practically endless kinds of prompts available to you. With having a lot of different prompts comes the opportunity to put your own unique style and flair into whatever it is that you have to write. This alone is something I know personally I have been working on accepting and implementing in my writing processes for the assignments I receive in class. Knowing when and how I'm going to use everything I've been learning is something I've only just now started to understand after 3 years of college. And yet, I'm still not 100% aware of what specifically in my life is impacting me the most as a writer. I suppose that turning the fact-based atmosphere of analytical writing into one that also encompasses the freedom, creativity, and imagination of a writer is going to be a good way to start being more aware. Until next time, keep writing. Bye!